There's a quiet kind of pain that hides behind our routines. It doesn't scream. It doesn't show up all at once. It whispers, just one more scroll, one more drink, one more hour lost to the glow of a screen. Everyone around us seems to be doing the same. The world runs on stimulation. If we're not distracted, we feel empty. We can't even sit down to eat without background noise or a video playing somewhere in the room. We don't notice when it starts. But at some point, our little habits begin to take control, and the line between enjoyment and escape quietly disappears. Maybe it's your phone, maybe it's porn, maybe it's alcohol, drugs, or gaming. Different names, same cycle, same emptiness. But you're not broken. You're simply stuck in a system that rewards the wrong things. And that system begins inside your brain. By the end of this video, you'll understand why you keep falling back and how to finally rebuild yourself, piece by piece, into someone free. Addiction isn't a moral failure, it's a neurological pattern. It's what happens when your brain's reward system gets hijacked every time you do something that feels good. Eating, laughing, kissing, winning, scrolling. Your brain releases a chemical called dopamine. Dopamine is the whisper that says, do that again. It's what drives you to seek pleasure, to pursue goals, to repeat behaviors. But here's the part most people miss. Your brain doesn't actually crave the reward. It craves the anticipation of it, that tiny spark of maybe that lives just before the hit. So what happens when the modern world floods you with endless dopamine hits? Fast, cheap, artificial rewards everywhere. You open your phone, dopamine. You check your likes, dopamine. You escape into games, sex, food, alcohol, dopamine. Every hit tells your brain, this is good, do more. But the higher your dopamine spikes, the lower it crashes afterward. And that crash, that's the emptiness, the fatigue, the apathy, that feeling when you just want to lie in bed and disappear. Your brain doesn't like being below baseline, so it reaches again for the next quick fix. And the loop continues. Pleasure, crash, pain, repeat. You're not chasing happiness. You're running from withdrawal. And this cycle trains you to seek immediate pleasure while losing patience for anything that takes time. Books, exercise, deep conversations, they start to feel boring compared to the rapid hits your brain is used to. That's the trap. And escaping it requires not just willpower, but a complete rewiring of how you think about pleasure itself. The first step is not quitting, it's admitting, not just with words, but with full, uncomfortable honesty. You need to look at your own life and say, yes, this has control over me. That's the moment everything changes, because you can't heal from something you keep defending. You can't fight what you refuse to face. We love to rationalize our addictions. I just play games to relax. I only drink socially. It's not that bad. But if it's draining your time, your focus, your peace, it is that bad. Self-awareness is the foundation. When you finally see your addiction clearly, you stop pretending it's harmless. So write it down, say it out loud, look it in the eye. That's the first cut in the chain. Here's the truth no one tells you. You can't simply quit. Your brain doesn't understand removal. It only understands replacement. If you try to rip a habit out of your life without putting something in its place, you'll leave a void, and that void will pull you back. So instead of going cold turkey, redirect your craving. Find something that still gives dopamine, but at a slower, healthier rhythm. When I was buried in gaming, I didn't just stop. I replaced it with movement, working out, running, lifting. It gave me the same chemical reward, but in a way that built me instead of breaking me. Maybe for you it's art, or writing, or learning something new, or spending time with real people instead of avatars. The goal isn't to eliminate dopamine. It's to teach your brain to find it in growth instead of escape, because dopamine itself isn't evil. It's the reason we evolve. You just have to reclaim it. At some point, replacing the habit won't be enough. You'll need something to become obsessed with. Because the truth is, the opposite of addiction isn't sobriety, it's purpose. When you have something that consumes your attention in a meaningful way, your brain doesn't have space left for self-destruction. Find something worth getting lost in. Maybe it's building something. Maybe it's a career, a mission, a goal. Something that demands your focus, your creativity, your energy. When you're obsessed with growth, addiction begins to lose its grip because it can't compete with something you truly care about. For me, that was creating, writing, sharing ideas. It replaced the old thrill of games with something deeper, the thrill of becoming. So ask yourself, what could you build if you took all that time and energy you spend escaping and turned it towards something real? That's your weapon. That's how you begin to transmute the addiction into drive. Even with purpose, there will be moments when the urge returns. That familiar whisper, just one more scroll, one more drink, one more escape. Most people fight the urge head on. They say, don't think about it, don't do it, resist. But the more you resist a thought, the stronger it becomes. So stop trying to fight it. Redirect it. When the urge appears, don't focus on saying no, focus on saying yes to something else. Picture a memory that makes you smile. Imagine someone you care about. Think of who you're becoming. Redirect the current instead of damming the river. Each time you shift your focus, you're teaching your brain that it has options. You're weakening the automatic pattern. You're building emotional control instead of suppression. And over time, that redirection becomes instinct. You'll feel the urge rise, and your mind will gently move somewhere brighter. That's how rewiring begins. Most people relapse not because they're weak, but because they're empty. When your mental health is neglected, you start craving anything that numbs the noise. So if you want to break free, you must build a life that doesn't need constant escape. That means nurturing your baseline. Sleep, exercise, sunlight, meditation, human connection, gratitude for small things. They sound simple because they are. But simplicity is what the addicted brain forgets. You can't fight darkness with willpower alone. You need light, so start small. Go outside and just breathe. Journal for 5 minutes. Lift something heavy. Say thank you to someone out loud. These are not chores, they're anchors. Every time you do one, you raise your baseline dopamine naturally. And when your baseline rises, your need for artificial spikes fades away. You don't need to chase the high when life itself feels enough. This is the turning point, the moment where quitting becomes transformation, because your habits will always follow your identity. If you keep calling yourself an addict, your brain will make sure that remains true. People act in alignment with who they believe they are. If you believe you're someone trying to quit porn, you'll always be trying. If you believe you're someone who values discipline and connection, you'll live that reality naturally. So, stop seeing yourself as someone who's fighting addiction and start seeing yourself as someone who's outgrown it. Write down the kind of person you want to be. What do they do? How do they live? What do they say no to without effort? Every action, every small decision, make it a vote for that version of you. Because identity doesn't change overnight. It's built, habit by habit, moment by moment. And one day, you'll look back and realize the person who was addicted isn't you anymore. It's someone you used to be. Let's be real. You're going to slip. We all do. Recovery is not a straight line. It's a spiral. You revisit the same challenges, but each time with a little more awareness. When you relapse, don't drown in shame. Shame keeps the loop alive. Instead, observe, learn, adapt. Ask, what triggered me? What was I feeling? What can I do differently next time? Then move on. Forgive yourself. Refocus progress isn't about never falling. It's about falling forward. Each relapse can either destroy your momentum or refine it. The choice is yours. Remember, you've already proven that change is possible because you've noticed. And once you see clearly, you can never unsee. Eventually, something incredible happens. The noise starts to fade. The cravings weaken. You begin to feel life again, not through the screen, not through the bottle, but through presence. The sunlight feels warmer. The air feels cleaner. You notice details you used to scroll past. You're not chasing the next hit anymore. You're here. That's what freedom actually feels like. Not constant happiness, but quiet peace. The kind that doesn't depend on stimulation to exist. Listen carefully. You are not your past. You are not your habits. You are not the mistakes you've made when you were trying to feel okay. You are the space between each decision. And in that space, you have power. So stop saying, I can't. Start saying, I'm learning. Stop saying, I'm broken. Start saying, I'm rebuilding. The world doesn't need a perfect version of you. It needs the version that's trying again. Because every time you choose growth over escape, you're reshaping your brain. You're rewriting your story. You're reclaiming your humanity. The process won't be easy. It's not supposed to be. Anything that redefines you will hurt a little, but that's the price of becoming real again. And one day, you'll wake up and realize you don't even crave the old life anymore because you'll be too busy living the new one. This is your moment. Break the loop, rebuild yourself, and remember, what goes up must come down, but what grows stays.